Sony is at the top of their game in consistently churning out gold standard titles. Now we take a look at what they have in store for us in 2020. Here are the top 15 upcoming AAA games for the PS4. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. One of Bandai Namco's biggest titles next year may be something we've experienced over and over again, but they promise it'll be just as awesome as the first time. First introduced to us as Dragon Ball Project Z, its new name Kakarot suggests we'll be taking on the shoes of Goku in one of the most popular arcs of the series. That might mean not a whole lot of surprises in terms of story, but there's still a lot going on for the game thanks to its revitalized visuals and action RPG gameplay.
Pour every ounce of power you've got into that Kamehameha, just like Cell's doing! You can do this, Gohan! You have the power!
Other than Goku, we'll also get to see other favorites in action, either as support characters to help in battle, or actual playable characters. Bandai Namco has been showcasing all of them, and recently we even got a sneak peek of some sweet Super Saiyan Vegeta gameplay. Luckily for us, it's coming soon on January 17th.
I'm gonna count to 3. 1,
2, 3!
Darksiders Genesis. THQ surprised everyone with a new spin-off of their apocalyptic action RPG series, and it's unlike anything we've ever seen from Darksiders. For one, it takes on a new perspective with its top-down approach to hack-and-slash action. With a story that takes place before the events of the original, we get to meet the fourth horseman of the apocalypse, Strife, who seems to have the knack for jokes that the rest of the family is missing.
Oh, and I'm not alive.
Together with his brother War, hunt down the master demons throughout Genesis's vibrant and action-packed hell. It's not Darksiders 4, but it definitely looks good so far, and a lot of folks are saying it might be the new Diablo. We'll just have to wait and see till our Valentine's date on February 14th. The Last of Us Part 2. You can't get any more AAA on the PS4 than this sequel to Sony's most beloved gems. The Last of Us has been wowing players since the PlayStation 3, and now they're continuing the legacy with a new title just before the release of the PlayStation 5. Releasing 5 years after the first game, it's not a stretch to say this is one of the most anticipated games on the console.
You have no idea what you're walking into. You don't know how large that group is, how armed.
I don't care. Not only do we get to see the continuation, at least of Ellie's adventures in the post-apocalypse, but it's also going to be presenting the unbelievably high detail that's made possible on the PlayStation 4. Okay. Anyone got a visual? The Last of Us Part 2 will also pack upgrades on traversal mechanics, which will bring verticality to the stealth missions and takedowns. It's coming out on February 21st, 2020. Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Have fun.
We've already given high praise to The Last of Us Part 2, but if there's any other game that's perfect on the PS4, it's this.
Get going.
A remake on the already beloved title from Square Enix's celebrated Final Fantasy series, Final Fantasy VII has been given the 21st century makeover that it deserves, bringing our favorite characters out of their polygonal forms and into high-resolution 3D. With a massive change in face, naturally comes changes in structure, from its episodic format down to the different but familiar combat style. From their new TGS trailer, what apparently doesn't change though is the weirdness that made it great. That means we'll get to see Honeybee in cross-dressing, and an expansion of the squatting minigame. All this and more coming this March 3rd.
Warning.
Doom Eternal. We were all a little bit disappointed when id Software moved their brand new Doom title from its November release date. Still, it's always a good move for games to be given more time in the oven. That's especially true given the scale of Doom Eternal.
If you continue, you will bring down the heavens' wrath.
Spreading out the realms of hell, the iconic Demon Slayer is broadening his horizons. Not only is he bringing the fight to the equally garish monsters of the Pearly Gates, but he's also going for a lot of new mobility at his disposal. And to add to the beloved single-player campaign, Eternal will also have multiplayer invasions where players get to play the demons themselves.
His jetpack and dash allow you to move quickly through the environment. His shoulder-mounted rockets deliver consistent firepower, while his special attack, a targeted rocket barrage, delivers heavy, long-range damage.
That's a lot of new features, and we can't wait to finally try it out on March 20th.
You're dead.
Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. Vampire the Masquerade has gone a long way from its home on the PC and even longer from pen and paper origins. With Bloodlines 2, the series just doesn't expand its range of platforms, but also the variety of its nocturnal RPG adventures.
The city. We're all fighting over scraps here.
Begin the vampiric masquerade once more as you settle into the dual life in modern-day Seattle. Choices still play a massive part of gameplay, and it comes out through your characters' backgrounds as well as the decisions you make in various dialogues and interactions. Bad news for the franchise though, Hardsuit Labs has recently decided to delay their upcoming title from its early 2020 launch window to sometime later in that year. It might mean more waiting, but the decision will hopefully result in a better overall product, which is always good news.
Beyond the black wall.
Cyberpunk 2077. Now here's a game that needed a lot of time in the oven. Then again, CD Projekt Red's reputation precedes them, especially the grand success of the final entry to their Witcher saga. Out of fantasy and into speculative fiction, Cyberpunk 2077 looks and feels like it's rife with the details and freedom that Witcher 3 was known for. Except this time, magnified that to the scale of a full-on living and breathing cyberpunk dystopia. Everything is customizable from your characters' appearances down to their background stories and modifications. All of that seemingly laid bare in their 48-minute gameplay demo. Cyberpunk 2077 is expected to set a new bar for open world, and it's brought along Keanu for the ride. It's set to release on April 16th. Dying Light 2. The experts of open-world zombie survival parkour are back for another shot at the customizable apocalypse. The first Dying Light game may have had earned success despite its narrative simplicity. Dying Light 2 will focus on giving players the definitive sandbox experience they've always wanted to bring. Much more than ever, player choices will form a large part of gameplay. Building on a brand new engine, the city in Dying Light 2 isn't just 4 times bigger, it will also react to whatever decisions you make along the way. Another thing that Dying Light was known for was their post-launch content, and it seems like Techland plans to do the same thing for the sequel with missions, weapons, and gameplay mechanics. It's coming out next spring. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Quarantine. Set several years into the future of their Rainbow Six series, Quarantine is exploring a new kind of enemy as the team fights against a mutating alien parasite. We haven't seen much from the game yet, but their teaser trailer suggests that there's going to be a lot of adrenaline-pumping scares amid the game's isolating halls. While the classic Tom Clancy FPS features will make their return, Rainbow Six Quarantine will show off a brand new 3-player co-op, letting you get into gunplay and tactics with 2 other friends. As previously mentioned, this is one of Ubisoft's titles that will be delayed further into the next year instead of its early 2020 release window. Nioh 2. For the fans of hybrid hack-and-slash RPGs with Japanese settings, Nioh delivered everything we could hope for in a samurai action-adventure. Now that a full-on sequel is coming up, everyone's pretty excited to see exactly what's in store. Revealing more details in the recent Tokyo Game Show, it looks like Nioh 2 is going to be a prequel with a standalone story. Play a customized character that's part human, part yokai, and venture around the new Dark Realms with great Japanese warlords. It's still essentially a single-player experience. However, the improved multiplayer, which allows up to 3 people, will definitely make the yokai battles even much easier. A PS4 exclusive, it's set to release early next year.
ハッピーエンドよドラクエみてえにさ
Yakuza 7 Like a Dragon. Sega's latest installment to their RGG Yakuza series is oozing with JRPG love, and it's as wild as ever. Yakuza Like a Dragon introduces a new protagonist, Ichiban Kasuga, who gets his first taste of freedom after taking the fall for his boss and spending 18 years in prison. Most of the changes in gameplay, however, particularly its controversial switch from real-time to something more akin to turn-based battles. The JRPG inspirations don't stop there. There's also the Persona 5-like interface and getting to pick between an array of job classes that offer varying abilities. It's just the kind of crazy Japanese hijinks you'd expect from the Yakuza series, and it comes complete with a twist on Mario Kart. It'll be out in Japan by January. Western fans will have to wait further into 2020. Persona 5 Royal. Atlus's Persona 5 has been stealing hearts since 2017. It was a huge drop for longtime fans of the JRPG, and now the Phantom Thieves are going back for round 2 in this upcoming re-release. Re-releases may sound underwhelming, but Royal is anything but. A lot is packed into this game, including a new Phantom Thief, an entire semester of gameplay, brand new locals, and a personal palace you can customize as you see fit. Relationships play an important part of Persona 5's DNA, and there'll be new layers to do so in Royal. The phone call system has been expanded to actual conversations, and gift giving can be extended towards male confidence now too. Clearly, Atlus is going all out, and it's something we shouldn't miss. Gods and Monsters. Ubisoft made an impression with their exploration of ancient Greece in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Its developers wanted to create something that was more in line with the mythology of things. And that's hopefully what we're getting with Gods and Monsters. We didn't really get to know much about it in the trailer, but what we do know is that it's gonna follow Breath of the Wild's wondrous childlike aesthetic. What with the rich Britishness of ancient mythology, it'll be interesting to see how they'll manage to translate that into the art style. Just like Watch Dogs and Rainbow Six Quarantine, Gods and Monsters will be similarly delayed into the second half of 2020. Watch Dogs Legion. Watch Dogs Legion may be going toe-to-toe with Cyberpunk 2077 in the market for packed revolutions and technological innovations. Legion doesn't fly too far in the future, but it's breaking boundaries by telling a story where every single person can take part of the burgeoning revolution. That means the dissolution of the non-playable character, with each one equipped with their own traits and skill sets, whether it's Grandma, the Executive, or even the chill skateboarder. The permadeath aspects of your recruit adds another layer of interest, as it might challenge you to take on a more careful, non-lethal approach to espionage. It all sounds great on paper though, but we're yet to see how it actually all unfolds. Unfortunately, all of Ubisoft's biggest titles will be facing delays, so we might have to wait till the second half of 2020. Ghost of Tsushima. This upcoming PS4 exclusive from Sucker Punch was a scene stealer in E3, so it's hard to forget about it in the list of the best titles to come on the console. Ghost of Tsushima puts us in the sandals of the titular island's last samurai, desperately fighting against the Mongol invasion in the year 1274. The atmosphere of the trailer was the most captivating part of the presentation, but its detail and combat also speaks volumes about the game's quality. We don't know much about the game just yet, and its release in 2020 might be a stretch of the imagination, but we can't help but look forward to it anyway.